most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now.
If you're watching this video, then you've made it to night 3, or part 3. Right now, I am adding black paint as texture to make the fabric look a little darker, as you can see here. And I actually went back and added a little bit more to make it darker, and I think it turned out perfect. Now here I had a plastic ornament that I split in half and painted the inside white. And I left a little bit in the middle not painted, so that way I could put the pupils in there. And all I did was go on Google, find a PNG, a picture of his eyes, and I just printed them out and glued them on there. And now I'm adding black fabric around the orbit of the eye so that it makes it look darker. And I think it turned out really good. You can also add black paint around it, which I will end up doing to make it add more depth to it. Now here I'm adding black fabric to the eyeball to make it look like the eyelids, to add more character to them. Now I'm just trimming the excess off so that way it doesn't cause too much of an overlap. Now I'm gluing the other one on. Now after adding the eyelids, I am testing to see how it looks, so I'm putting each eyeball in. And I think it turned out pretty good. I ended up going with a smaller eyeball. I had bigger ones, but that's what it ended up looking like. Now something I like to do is add Velcro to the bottom of the eyeballs, so that way you can actually make different type of eyeballs and replace them so that you can have ones that you can see through, ones you can't see through, different types like when they're possessed or red eyes. That's what I'm going to end up doing. And that's what it ends up looking like. Now here's a paper stencil I made for the eyebrows, which I'm just using black fabric. Now I'm placing them on just to see what it would look like, try to get the right angle and measurements, make sure that they're even. And now I am cutting out some leather I bought for the nose and the hat. I wanted to use something a little more shiny and textured for the nose because I tried it with the black felt and it just did not look good. So I decided to go with black leather and just put it over a little piece of foam. Now I'm gluing that down there and I think it turned out pretty good. Now here's a close-up of the eyes, the eyebrows, and the nose, and as you can see the right eyebrow is hanging down lower, which I'm going to go back and fix it. I just found out while I was editing. Now I'm adding the little black dots for where the whiskers are. He's got 3 on each cheek, so I went and did those really quickly. Now it's time for his hat. So I just had some excess foam and I measured about 4.5 inches. That's how long it's going to be. Now I'm actually cutting it at an angle because if you see a picture of his top hat, his hat is actually kind of at an angle where it goes outward, or like when it goes up, it goes outward. So I just decided to cut it at an angle. Now I'm rolling it in that leftover leather. Now here I'm tracing on the black felt I have, trying to make the top of it because I actually kind of ran out of the black leather. So I'm just tracing it and I'm using a paper plate as kind of to make it harder and just gluing that onto the black fabric circle. And now I'm actually overlapping it, the black circle onto the paper plate. So that way it has kind of an edge to it, and I thought that would make it look a little cooler. Now I'm just gluing that on top of the hat. Now I have some extra foam that I'm going to be cutting out into a circle, and that's going to be the rim of the hat. And I'm just cutting it through the middle, and I'm just going to place it right in there. And I actually ran out of black fabric, so I'm going to have to go back in part 4 and add it. But this is what it looks like so far. I think it looks pretty good. Something I did notice is that the left cheek is a little bit off center, which I'm going to go fix. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for part 4 where I'll be adding on the jaw and the ears.